NFL Week 13 is behind us. NFL Week 14 is ahead of us. This is the Can't Lose Show, and I'm your host, Trent.
It's your boy, Josh.
We back.
We back.
Let's do a quick little recap of this week. We're trying something new, so hopefully this sounds good to you guys. All right, I'm going to start.
Go ahead.
All right. Cowboys pull out in a shootout with the Seahawks with 15 unanswered points to end the game. Chargers win in New England in a barn burner fashion with less than 500 yards of total combined offense and no points in the second half. Minshew mania continues for the Colts. He balled out 26 for 42, 312 yards, 2 TDs in a pretty much match-for-match point style until the end in that overtime win. And then Jordan Love and the Packers continue to shine. Put some respect on Jordan Love's name because this man went 25 for 36, 267, and 2 TDs for the Chiefs, or for the Packers against the Chiefs in a win. Bengals end the week on a high note with the overtime win over the Jags. Jake Browning, welcome to the league. Your first starter, or your first dub as a starter, and he went 32 for 37, 354 yards. What a week NFL 13 it was.
Yeah, crazy week, as always.
You got one?
I got one. All right, my recap this week. It was a receivers week this week. If you're a receiver, it was good to be you. I mean, some of these stat lines are just insane. Tyreek Hill, 5 catches, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns, one being a 78-yarder, the other one a 60-yarder. You got Mike Evans, 162 receiving yards with a 75-yard touchdown. 2 Colts receivers over 100 yards. I mean, 2 Colts receivers, Minshew mania. You're right. But, hey, Michael Pittman has been a staple in Indianapolis since he's gotten into the league, dude. He's been a beast. Then you got DK, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns, all receiving. You got freaking CeeDee Lamb, 116. Debo, we know what he did. We'll talk about that. Nico Collins, 191 receiving yards on, I mean, some people are saying the best corner in the game right now, Pastor Tane. And then Puka, 105 yards, and Jamar Chase rounded it out, 149 yards and a touchdown. And all those guys had touchdowns as well. So, I mean, it was a good week to be a receiver.
I like your list. Your list goes so perfect for you. Former receiver. And I know I was going games. You surprised me with this receiver recap. I like it.
I had to, dude. I just noticed it, and I was like, what am I looking at? Oh, my God. These stat lines are just crazy, dude. Like, plus 100 for all. And there's more guys. Chris Olave I saw. Who else? Just to name. I don't even know. But Chris Olave I saw went for over 100. There's a few other guys.
There's so much more that we didn't even get to talk about, but we just got through so much of the NFL Week 13 just by that. Highlighting some performances, highlighting games. Man, you know what's not highlights, though? It's top 5 draft order. If you're picking in the top 5, that means you had a terrible season before.
Yeah.
So we got to predict that. We're far enough into the season that we got to get into that.
Yeah, it's getting to that time. We don't want to wait till too late when it's all like already kind of settled. I think now is kind of the perfect time to do it, you know? Anything could happen these next 4 or 5 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
You go with your 5th pick, 4th pick, 3rd pick, 2nd pick, 1st pick.
All right. So at 5, and dude, a lot of these guys are close. A lot of these guys in the 5-4 spot, they all have 4 wins right now and about 8 or 9 losses. But at my 5 spot, I got the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Then I got at 4 the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
3 Arizona Cardinals. 2 Carolina Panthers. And number 1, the Patriots. And that will be the first time since 1994, dude, since they've had a top 5 pick. And then the year before, they had the number 1 pick. So it's been a long time. We know the reign that they had with Tom Brady.
So notably, you left out Chicago.
Yep.
Just want to hit that off the head right now.
Yeah.
You have them pulling out another dub more than Tennessee, perhaps?
I mean, I think
and
so.
Arizona?
So I think it's going to be tough for Tennessee to win any of their games. Looking at their schedule, is pretty hard. Some division games in there. And then Chicago, they play some teams some division games where, I mean, they can be hard, but anything could happen in those games to where they could pull it out. They've made them close in a lot of these division games, the Bears. And they play the Cardinals in one of those games.
Okay.
So I think that one win is just enough to get them. I'm not saying they're going to
out of the.
Yeah, but they're probably 6,
Okay.
7.
And they'll still own a top 2 pick with Carolina's via trade.
Yeah.
All right. So I have my list very similar to yours. I have Chicago picking 5th overall, Arizona picking 4th, Washington picking 3rd, Carolina picking number 2, and New England picking number 1 overall. I want to say everyone's going to be like, you guys are dumb. You don't have Carolina picking number 1. You didn't have them picking number 1 either, right? I think Carolina squeaks by another dub, and New England just they are terrible right now.
Yeah, I
I have
see
no
New
hope for
England.
them.
I don't see New England winning another game. I mean, getting shut out by the Chargers, who, like we've said time and time again, they have all the guys, but they just haven't shown up. I mean, and they got shut out.
You know what I didn't see this week? An alert for Joe Staley to be fired yet. How did he survive?
Brandon Staley.
Or Brandon Staley.
Yeah.
How did he survive?
I don't get it, but I mean, maybe because he shut out the team, he got lucky.
Yeah, but Carolina, I know they're not going to have that pick, but we don't have them at number 1.
Yeah, I just think Carolina had some games. I don't remember. I think it might have been all divisional games where that makes me think, anything could happen. Maybe they squeak one out. One. I don't know. What does it come down to after wins?
Head to head, probably. It's probably like playoffs, just opposite
head to
thing.
head, and then division record. Division record.
Guys, we're not experts, so.
Yeah, so I just think they're probably both going to end the season with 2 losses or 2 wins. And, yeah, I guess it really could go either way.
Yeah.
I don't see Carolina winning more than 1 game, so I don't know what their conference records are and everything. So I don't even know how it would be, but
yeah, we'll just say they'll be top 2.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Pats because freaking Pats the first time since 1994.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Congratulations, you are officially the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, insane, dude.
I liked that little quick recap, picking that bottom 5. But let's totally look back at this week 13. Let's get into our dogs matchups, games of the week. You're putting a new twist on this week. So if our dogs don't hit from now on, we're gonna bring up a dog, kind of highlight his performance. All thanks to Josh's idea he floated this week. So let's try this out because both of our dogs didn't hit.
You came up with the recap for that first segment too. So hey, we're both working. Come on.
Yes, sir. My dog was CJ Stroud. I cannot stamp a dog performance off of his numbers due to his 59% completion percentage, 274 in the air, and 1 TD. For a dog as a quarterback, I'd like to see the yards a little up and definitely the TD count up. But he did stand on business when number 47, Josie Jewell, sorry if I said that name wrong, but CJ Stroud did not back down, and that was dog worthy right there.
Yeah, that, and I think, we were talking about it, I said maybe not dog worthy, but also just winning another close game against, the Broncos were on a 5-game winning streak. Yeah, as a rookie, kudos to him. He may not have had the stats, but, the intangibles or whatever they call him, he's a dog.
Yeah. With that being said, my now dog spotlight is Tyreek Hill. Bro went off 5 receptions. That's not high, but being able to put up 157 yards in those 5 receptions with 2 TDs, guys, he could probably be our spare spotlight, highlight, or dog of the week every week. It's our first time doing it. Might as well use him.
Yeah. And, I was thinking along the same lines. I was thinking Tyreek. I was thinking DK, Nico, Debo. But I already highlighted them, so I'm going to go with a running back for my spotlight. Oh, I didn't even tell you who my dog of the week was.
Come on, fill me in, bro.
All right, let me get into that first. My dog of the week, I picked Keenan Allen. The Chargers, again, they got the win, whatever. They pitched a shutout against a very horrible Patriots
Justin
team this
Herbert's
season.
too talented for this.
Dude, yeah, what is going on in LA? In LA.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, not a dog-worthy performance. 5 catches, 58 receiving yards. He didn't have a horrible game at all, but
definitely not dog.
Then the Chargers were not clicking on offense, so he did not get the dog performance. But My highlight, my spotlight for this week is going to be Derrick Henry. 21 rushes, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They didn't get the win, but, I mean,
King
what more can
Henry
you
putting
do?
up numbers, that's nice. Remember in the early in the season, they're like he's done, he's washed kind of deal. He's been chugging along, and
Yeah.
that's a good dog.
Yeah, he's been staying in that top 5. I don't know if he's in the top 5 rushing right now, but I know he's been up there like
Yeah,
here and there for some weeks.
damn, good dog. My matchup, going back to your dog that didn't hit, was Keenan Allen versus J.C. Jackson, and Keenan Allen, like you said, was 5 receptions, 58 yards. Um, but J.C. Jackson, on the other hand, was two pass breakups, 4 tackles, and 3 solo tackles. So, just for that reason and holding him to no touchdowns, I'm going to give this to J.C. Jackson and kind of just put it there.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your matchup?
My matchup was going to be Seahawks DBs versus the Dallas receivers or receiving core. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I mean, like I said, it is a good week to be a receiver. Dallas won that matchup. You got CD, he had 12 catches,
I saw him
116
fantasy.
yards, a touchdown. Cooks had 4 catches, 45 yards, got in the end zone. And then you had their tight end, Ferguson, who, I mean, we had a couple guys stand on business this week. He stood on business. Oh, I know he was sore that next day when he woke up, but he was getting hit after every catch and just getting up and celebrating first down, and he stood on business. So yeah, I'm gonna say Dallas receivers won that matchup.
Okay.
And sorry for the Seahawks DBs, they've had a rough couple weeks.
They're going to have another rough couple weeks. Their schedule does not get any easier.
Nope.
Hell yeah. That takes me right into my game recap from last week is Seahawks Cowboys.
Lived up to the game of the week.
Yeah, it was a classic Thursday night football battle.
Yeah, Thursday nights had some freaking beaters too lately.
Yeah,
that was a good Thursday night football game.
It's kind of weird how they both come off a Thursday night game the week before. I've never seen that back-to-back Thursday night games.
Really?
Because they both played on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And then, but to say that game, both QBs balled out, honestly. Dak went 29 for 41, 299, 3 TDs. And then Geno Smith had himself a game too, 23 for 41 and 334 yards passing, 3 TDs, but that 1 interception.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Just classic Thursday night football. A good game.
Yeah, really good game. My game of the week was the Broncos at Texans. Another one that lived up to the hype. It came down to the end. I mean, the Broncos are driving down trying to win it, and shout out Jimmy Ward with the game-sealing interception, an ex-Niner. I mean, a Niner forever. Once a Niner, especially once he suit up for that long. And yeah, Jimmy Ward, shout out him with the game-sealing interception. But dude, I mean, D'Amico is cooking up something over there in Houston. That defense was playing crazy. Had Wilson. Everyone was talking about, is Wilson back? I saw, even Jace, the guy we're doing the podcast with tomorrow, is Russell Wilson a top 10 QB again? I mean, he just threw 3 picks to Houston's defense. And shout out to D'Amico. He's been coaching the crazy season.
He definitely dials it up so nice. Like, as a quarterback watching that defense, they're going to give you problems. Mm-hmm. Like, the way they scheme everything up, they disguise well, they rush well, and they don't even have big-name players yet. Yeah, they have a lot of young players, and I'm not saying that there's no names there, but with the talent they have, they're being as productive as the league's best on defense right now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's just kudos to him.
Yeah, he's been calling it up. I mean, the schemes and everything, like you said. But then you have guys like Derek Stingley, who just, I don't know if you saw his his first interception. He second or first, I don't know. One of them though, it looked like Cortland Sutton had him maybe by a yard, but no, he was just trailing and jumps in front of the ball and catches it right out in front of Sutton and just snatches it out of there. I mean, just an athletic play like that, you can't coach that up. And that's just when your guys going and making plays, and that's part of the culture too.
Yeah, definitely. My last game was Chiefs at Packers. Like I said in the recap, Jordan Love had himself a game, and I kind of called this one the week before. I know I didn't circle them on my pick'em, but I straight up said to you that I could see the Packers squeaking a victory out in this game just because their momentum. The Chiefs aren't looking as good. And that's exactly what happened. They held on to the very end, and there was maybe a pass interference in the end zone, but I'm not going to put that on the Packers' fault. But they got the dub.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't blame the whole game on that. It was a
Yeah,
it was a missed call, but
yeah.
I mean, shouldn't have been in that situation then.
But also the call before that gave them the 15 yards for that Hail Mary on Patrick Mahomes. I don't agree with that call either. So
Yeah, true.
your last game, did you have another one or?
I didn't have another one. I think we just took a lot of time last week on that Niners segment.
Which it's time. I'm wearing all black because there was a funeral this weekend. I showed up a little late to it. Obviously, it's what are we recording on Tuesday?
I should have worn all black.
But we stood on business, talked that shit, and we backed it up.
Yeah, I mean, first thing I have written here under Niner segment, Debo stood on business. I mean,
what is it like? Stood on business.
Yeah, he talked. He had some things to say. He spoke his mind, in the off season, and people were calling him crybaby, 40 whiner, whatever they want to say it, but he backed up all that talk and then some. I mean, what more can you ask for than 3 touchdowns?
What was his stat line? What did he go off for? 116 yards and 2 TDs?
Mm-hmm.
Bro went off. Another guy that went off, can we talk about him real quick? Brock Mvpurdy. Yes, I said Mvpurdy. I said it last week on my list, and now he's the betting favorite. I could go on and on about this young buck. 19 for 27, 314 yards, and 4 TD passes. Dog worthy right there. I was going to use him as my dog, but I knew we were going to talk about him right now. So, bro's a dog.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been playing out of his mind, and you're going to say, oh, Debo did all the work. He had those freaking long after the catch, runs, but everyone's been talking about it. I don't even need to say it. They've seen the stats of all the past MVPs and their yak percentage, So it's not an argument. Purdy is playing at an MVP level, and I mean, you just can't argue it.
Yeah, it's so nice when you have a running back that could explode on the ground, a quarterback that could take the cap off defenses, and then while that's all going on, the physicality of our offense. Juwan, his touchdown, it should have been stopped right when he caught the ball.
Yeah.
He said, "Nope, get the off me."
One hand.
And went in the end zone.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just there. It was blocking downfield. Kittle, numerous plays. He was blocking 2 guys at once. 2 grown-ass men.
Yeah.
And then blocking all the way downfield and Debo just outrunning Slay. I didn't realize how fast Debo was.
Yeah.
Debo was moving.
Debo is fast. And, dude, Slay, I mean, you saw Ayuk didn't have the game that Debo had, but he was out there catching passes and just the separation that he had on Slay every time. Slay is supposed to be an elite corner, and Ayuk time and time again is just getting these DBs off the screen. He has so much separation. He's the only guy on the screen.
Yeah. Now, there was a play that happened, and if you don't mind, can I grab your glasses from you real quick? Thank you.
I forgot I was wearing those. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Wearing those
this
whole time.
There was a guy wearing black pullover with a stupid bird on his jersey. Glasses. Named Big Dom. Fucking puts his hand on Dre Greenlaw. Oh my God. Dre Greenlaw.
Dude, that fool had his hand in his face. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah. But to get ejected, I wish Dre Greenlaw would have just thrown the punch at that point. Not that I need him to. I'm not saying that. But that situation was crappy. There's no way a guy that's not a coach should even be that close and putting hands on another player for sure.
Yeah, that is not.
And that was terrible.
Yeah, that is not what he's supposed to be worrying about. I mean, that's not his job.
The
rest are supposed to be handling the players. It's just known. It's come on, like don't be touching the players. And I just can't believe he got ejected for that. The flag, I don't know, was it because there's no way it was late. Is it just because he lifted him? Like
the flag was the suplex. You're not allowed to suplex.
But he didn't suplex.
Yeah,
aside, suplexing is freaking over your head. That's not what he did. That was just all around horrible. Maybe I'm biased, but that was some bullshit.
And honestly, I hear all these stories about Big Dom coming out. You don't put your hand on a player. I don't care how much respect you have from former Eagles players. Don't put your hand on a player, especially a Niners player. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, they said the freaking announcers or commentators the whole time. This is gonna hype up the Eagles. This is the biggest. They're gonna have a trophy of that guy and Dre Greenlaw. You know, if they win this game, and
That only
oh my
boosted
god,
us.
they scored a touchdown when they were already in the
Yeah,
red zone. Like
on
and
the
then
1 yard line.
guess what happened after that? We scored right back. Debo had a big play, and then I think we scored again the next drive. I mean, what do we have? 6 straight touchdowns?
Yeah, and then holding their offense. I wrote here, defense played fast and physical, drained the energy out of the stadium.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, our DBs, bro. 8 combined passes defended, pass breakups.
To
And that's
what
just the
Eagles?
DBs.
Eagles only had
1.
hell yeah.
1. I mean, Travarius Ward, Ambry Thomas, both playing crazy. And then you got Demo who's just stepping up. And I mean, Shanahan's brought it up. You know, that guy will play wherever you tell him to play, and he excels. And dude, I don't know how you. Demo is just an unsung hero. You know, he has been playing lights out this season.
I know we're not having our eyes set on this, but like it'd be cool to get player recognition. For the Pro Bowl, bro, he needs to make it.
Yeah.
The way he's played this year, I mean, our whole team should make it. Like Juwan said, send our whole team.
Yeah.
I know we won't be able to be there, but send our whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, from on my end, I don't have anything else about this Eagles game. I think we may see them down the road, and I can't wait for it. But what a game!
What a game, and what a way to end the game with that Demo hit, bro. Oh my god!
I feel that right now.
Oh, that was so nasty. And I was talking about it with our boy Jose after the game. Like, dude, that is one of those hits that you're gonna see on YouTube one day. Hardest hits in the NFL 2023 season. Hardest hits in the NFL all time. That was a big hit.
I immediately saw literally the next morning. I was on TikTok, and it said top 10 hardest hits of this year. And what was number 1?
Yeah, dude.
That
was a huge hit.
Clean hit, too.
Clean, yeah. Very, I mean, yeah, no flag thrown, and even on the replay, clean hit.
Let's jump over to our Sunday matchup against the Seahawks. It's a rematch of Thanksgiving night, only 2 weeks ago. I don't like when NFL does this on schedules, just because it's kind of setting up for a chippy game, especially division game. But it has to happen. It's going down Sunday, 105. I think a huge part of this game, and a game we got to focus on, is our offensive run game.
Yeah.
Once we get that going, it allows for so much more on our offense. So for that reason, my dog, offense-wise, is going to be CMC this week.
I like that, yeah. I mean, we just need to keep our foot on the gas and keep playing Niner football against these guys. And what do we do best? What is Niner football? Running the ball, pounding the rock. So, yeah, I like that pick. And I think, who you got to get involved with that in my pick for this week. Again, I think I picked him last week, Kittle.
Yeah.
Did I pick him last week, or did you pick him last week?
I picked him last week.
You picked him last week. But I think Kittle, he's going to be a dog for multiple reasons. You know what he does in the run game. Everyone knows what he does. I mean, I guess everyone knows what he does in the pass game and the run game. You know what Kittle's about.
Yeah, tight end you, baby.
Yeah, I think it's just going to open up things. You know what Kittle does against the Seahawks, against big games. So I got that. And then my defensive dog this week, Dre Greenlaw. You know he's going to be coming with a vengeance. You know he's going to be mad. And I mean, dude, the name Big Play Dre, do you know where that was born? I mean, I don't know if it was born in Seattle or in San Francisco, but it was definitely born against them. Both times we played them his rookie season. He had the pick against Russell Wilson in the fourth quarter. We ultimately ended up losing that game because we missed the field goal, and then they went down and made the field goal. But then to give us the number 1 seed, was it?
Yeah.
Freaking Big Play Dre on the 1 yard line, half yard line. Play of a freaking lifetime, and I think he's going to have another week like that against the Seahawks. He always does, so that's my dog on defense.
I like that. I put Keed as defensive pass rush this game was what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go, Mr. Newbie on the block, Chase Young. He's gonna eat. I think this is gonna be his like stat coming out party where he puts up 2.5, 3 sacks. And he's gonna be telling his boy on the other side, "Come on, let's meet at the quarterback." And they're gonna have a good game. But I'm highlighting Chase Young for this one.
You calling another half sack for the both of them at the same time, or what? Are they gonna get it again?
Should I just call it? I'll call it again.
I mean, it happened like probably 6 times last time.
Imagine being an offensive tackle, and then you're like, okay, this play I'm going against Chase Young. Oh, they switched sides. Oh, who am I? I'm probably going to go against someone that's probably not as good. Nah, Nick Bosa. Oh, wait, they're both out of the game? Okay, Randy Gregory. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and then you got even freaking Clinton Farrell, who's another, I think he might have been a top 5, top 3 pick out of Clemson. Like, dude, you just got guys.
And then One Strike Jackson comes back.
Dude, and then we can go and Nick Bosa and Chase Young are lined up in the middle all of a sudden. You're dealing with Hargrave or Armstead on the outside. Like, it's just endless.
It is endless. Man, do you have anything else you want to highlight for Seahawks 49ers before we head out?
Look out, Seahawks. I mean, we got our foot on the pedal right now, and I think Niners are locked in. You seen CMC when Kyle Shanahan was giving the victory speech, and he's just in there like no emotion. Job's not finished. Next week. Mamba mentality.
Hell yeah.
I think the whole team's got it.
Hell yeah. Let's look ahead to the rest of the week NFL now. Dogs, matchups, games. You guys know how it goes by now. So, your dog of week NFL 14.
My dog this coming week is gonna be Tua Tagovailoa, however you say his name, Tua for the Dolphins. I mean, they're playing, who is it? Oh, the Titans. I think they're going to have a field day. Tyreek's going to have a day. Jalen Waddle's going to have a day. Mostert's going to have a day. A-Chain. Everyone's going to be scoring touchdowns. And I think Tua's going to have upwards of 70-75% completion percentage for sure, or maybe 350 passing yards and like 4 or 5 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a big day. Maybe not 70 points like they put up against the Broncos, but another big day for Mike McDaniel's offense.
I like that. Mine's going to be Mr. Dak Prescott.
Good pick.
They're playing the Eagles this week, Sunday Night Football, and I'm not saying they're going to have the exact same performance as the 49ers, not as dominant, but I could see them pulling away.
Yeah.
I can't say struggling Eagles team because it was only 1 week, but Dak's going to find the gaps that Brock Purdy found, and CeeDee Lamb's going to find the end zone. And for that reason, I just had to put him as my dog because I think it's going to be just that highlighted performance. Going to put them past the Eagles for the first place in their division, second place in the standings for the NFC. So Dak Prescott's my dog.
We got to look back at all the weeks, over this whole season and see how many times have you, or maybe a better question, how many times have you not picked a quarterback as your dog of the week? Come on, man. I know you love
quarterbacks.
But damn. It's okay. I know I pick a lot of receivers, but
they're easy to highlight.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
The MVP is a quarterback award, It's the most
CMC
important
and Tyreek's
position.
coming for it, though.
Yeah, for real. Seriously.
Let's get into our matchups. My matchup is one that I didn't see myself picking, but then I was like, you know what? This is actually going to be good. So we got the free safety of football, Mr. Pick City this year, Geno Stone for Baltimore, going up against Cooper Kupp.
The free safety of football?
Well, like I'm saying, like he's like the best this year picks-wise. Like he's playing pretty damn well, playing all over. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. He's going up against those two. I know he might not line up exactly on them, but maybe shadowing them sometimes. So I want to highlight that matchup just because the ball's in the air a lot for the Rams, and it's going to give him a chance to get more picks or give up touchdowns. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
so it's gonna be a good matchup.
I know Puka went down last week. I don't know.
Is expected to play.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, I do not like the Rams. You know, we got no love for the Rams at all. But man, Puka Nacua, dude, it's hard to hate the guy, dude.
Yeah.
At this point, just like in the beginning, it was like, okay, whatever. He did a few games. He's on the freaking Rams. Who cares? But dude, even with Cooper Kupp being back, he has continued to thrive. And I mean, he's playing like a top 5, top 10 receiver in the NFL this season.
For sure.
I mean, that's going to be a good matchup. And Geno Stone has been playing great football too.
Yeah. What's your matchup?
My matchup this week, I think you're going to like this one. D'Amico Ryans versus Robert Salah. The former Niners rematching. I know I wouldn't have picked it as my game of the week necessarily, Texans versus Jets. The Jets have just been
god awful.
And
I'm not blaming that on coaching either.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I wanted to get into. It's more of like seeing these defensive masterminds go to work. I mean, we still know the Jets still have a solid defense. They
one of the best in the league.
Yeah, they're not giving up a whole bunch of points every week in and week out. And that's with their offense playing god-awful football.
Turning over the ball every 4 plays.
Freaking punting the ball every time, 3 and outs, and they're still playing decent football, or I mean, really good defense. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch. But I think, I was a Salah over D'Amico guy just because I don't know, that defense in 2019 was just different.
Yeah, it was.
It was different on all cylinders. But I'm going with D'Amico this week. I think. I'm sure he learned a lot from Salah, and I'm sure Salah knows him well. Just like it's probably similar to a head coach coaching against one of his former coaches, because he was under Robert Salah at some point. Coaching the linebackers when Salah was the D coordinator.
When we look back at this next week, I want to really focus on not the result of the game per se, but the defensive stats.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see which coach calls a better defensive scheme.
Yeah.
Because that's where this matchup is. They're both not offensive minded. And I know the Texans have a more powerful offense. So, the favorite is in Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what Jets have been able to do, Robert Saleh has been able to dial that shit up on defense. But I'm with you. I'm going to go D'Amico on this.
Yeah.
I just think they have a better chance of success defensive-wise than the Jets.
Yeah, I like that.
Games. We got one each for you guys, and then game number 2 for both of us. We're highlighting Sunday Night Football, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and go first with your game.
My game is going to be, come on. Kansas City at Buffalo. Neither team is as good as they have been in the past few years when they've had these electric and legendary matchups. But they're still the Kansas City Chiefs
and the Buffalo Bills.
They still have Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and, everyone else on their team. And it's going to be an electric game. I'm torn on this one, on who to pick.
It's in Buffalo?
It's in Buffalo. I'm
going to go Buffalo.
Know. Yeah, in the winter too, might be some snow. I'm not sure what the forecast is there. I'm torn. I don't even know. I can't pick right now. But I just think KC needs to get ahead early, get on the board, and make Josh Allen take some risks, and hopefully Trent McDuffie and Snead, thrive in that. They've been playing really good football all season, their DBs, and hopefully they get one and ultimately seal the W. But I don't know if the Chiefs can pull this one out.
Okay. My game is Colts at Bengals. Like I said in the mini recap, Minshew Mania, and then Jake Browning. We didn't expect this matchup to start the year for sure. It should have been Anthony Richardson, Joe Burrow, but it's not. And these two quarterbacks have been balling, coming off huge games. So I picked this game as more of an offensive battle. I don't know who I'm going. Colts have been playing nice. I think they're on a 4-game win streak. But it's going to be a good game.
Interesting game.
It's a game you think I want to pick, but... Yeah.
No, but honestly, it could be a good game. The Jacksonville, or the Jaguars versus the Bengals, just last night?
Yeah.
the battle of the backups in overtime. You know, that was crazy.
Shout out to CJ Rutherford, former 49ers.
CJ Bethard, whatever. However,
Yeah.
I don't think I probably said it wrong too.
But yeah, let's get into the Sunday night football game. Yeah. Cowboys Eagles. We hit on it a little earlier. Well, I hit on it with Dak Prescott. But what you think in this game?
Go Cowgirls. I hate to say it, but go Cowgirls this week. I'm rooting. We know all Niners are going to be rooting for the Cowboys this weekend. If the Cowboys win, what happens?
Number one seed belongs to us.
Yep, and that's what the players have said. They've been chasing week in and week out. They've obviously been taking it 1 week at a time. But that number one seed is that first big goal that they're looking for, you know?
Yep, for sure. I think this game, and I said it already, but I don't see the Eagles winning this game. I just don't. There's so many flaws that this team has that they didn't have last year. And it might just be they're not playing their best football yet. And it's not the playoffs yet, and they're going to hopefully get there, right? In a sense that we could play them again. Mm-hmm. But they're just not playing the best football, and Cowboys are rolling. I would say they're the second best team in the NFL right now, maybe third. And they're going to put it on display on Sunday night.
Another tough one for me. I don't know. I'm picking Cowboys, just like I pick Niners every single week. I mean, I'd pick them over it. They should win every game anyway. Yeah. But even if I feel like I don't know, I need the Cowboys to pick this one or win this one, so I'm picking the Cowboys this week.
Hell yeah. Well, that concludes NFL talk. I just want to put it out there one more time. Bang, bang, Niner gang. We are the best team in the NFL. Yeah. No questions about it.
No question. We put it all out there. We've played our best football against two of the best teams we've played all season. And, we dominated.
Yes, sir. Let's get into some college football. The committee has spoken. I was wrong on my prediction. Some events did not happen, but the committee has spoken. Michigan is number 1. Washington is number 2. Texas is number 3. And rounding out at number 4 is Alabama. Yes, you heard that right. Undefeated ACC champion FSU has been left out. You guys already know the news. And then number 6 from number 1 or number 2 is Georgia. They get stomped in Atlanta by Alabama, and they kiss their college football playoffs goodbye. Their 28-game win streak goodbye. And they've made every single college football playoffs goodbye.
Damn. First loss since... Was it Bryce Young in the college football?
Yeah,
or in the national was that the national championship? COVID year?
I think so. It's been a long time.
Something like that.
But it's here. What you got? How do you see this playing out?
So I see this playing out a little different than you. I got Michigan versus Alabama. I'm taking Michigan in that one. I think Alabama's been playing really well. They've been heating up. Jalen Milroe has been playing crazy. I mean, he's made some questionable plays too. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone's seen the passes past the line of scrimmage, but they've been playing crazy. But Michigan has just been playing lights out all season. They proved that they're legit even without their head coach. So I'm taking Michigan in that game. Then in the other game, who are you taking in that game?
I'm taking Alabama. They have been playing on another level. Mm-hmm. And the thing about their team is they've just been climbing, getting better and better. Where Michigan, I know they didn't have a head coach for the past 3 weeks, but they've kind of, I'm not saying they just played staggered because they've gotten better, but I think Alabama's just jumping levels above them. Mm. And I want Michigan to win. Like, I truly want Michigan to win, but putting some respect on Alabama, I think Alabama's going to win.
You know, I don't think Michigan, though, like, they did not miss a beat with that Harbaugh.
They didn't miss a beat, but I think what Alabama has been doing, like, growing, and I just think they've been growing at a faster level, but Michigan started at, so they kind of caught up, and now it's game time.
Yeah. And people are so, like, crazy talking about Bama and how there's bro, they lost one game to Texas, who's also in.
Yeah.
Like, they were never that bad, you know.
No,
Like,
they had a rocky start.
Yeah, obviously they didn't have the best start against probably some questionable teams, but I mean they were never. Yeah, it's Bama. They lost one game to the number 4 team.
Yeah.
So you're right, but I'm taking Michigan in that one, and then in Washington versus Texas. I just think I thought Oregon was going to win that game. I think maybe Washington's not as good as everyone thinks they are, and I'm taking Texas in this one. I mean, Quinn Ewers has been playing crazy. They've got the defense. I'm taking Texas in this one.
Yeah, I know. What after you said, like, it makes me question because Texas has been a dominating team, and
they beat Bama.
I think I only picked Washington because I want them to represent the Pac-12 in the championship. Mm-hmm. They've never been. The Pac-12 has never been, and just to go out on a bang and say you made it to the national championship would be cool. So I picked more of a heart thing more than actual thing. I know I could have done that for Michigan, but I didn't. So I have Washington, Alabama in my championship, and you have Texas and Michigan, correct?
Yep.
Who's your champion?
Oh, my champion, I think he was so close to getting it done with this very team right here.
Damn, I have his towel down in the gym. I could have brought it. Who's got it better than us?
Nobody. I think Jim Harbaugh gets it done. He's back on the sidelines, right? He's back. I think he gets it done. I'm taking Michigan in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I want Michigan to win. I want Harbaugh to win, really. That's what I want.
Hell yeah. I got Alabama, who I have knocking off Michigan winning this. Mm-hmm. For the reasons I said why they beat Michigan. I think that Michigan-Alabama game is more of a championship vibe to me than the next one. But going back to Harbaugh real quick. So you have him winning. Does he ride off into the sunset and go to the NFL, or do you think he sticks around Michigan? I don't think he sticks around just because all the scandal. There's going to be some NCAA investigation, and yeah, he only got 3 games suspended from the Big Ten, but I think they're going to put more of a suspension on him where it's like, all right, let's go back to the NFL, and he'll end up being the coach of the Chargers next year. I'm just calling his future.
See, I could see, like, you know, he's probably looking at the NFL, and he may see some openings and be like, oh, I could fit in there. Like, okay.
Why not the Chargers? They're ready.
Yeah, exactly.
They're ready.
Exactly. Why not? Some of these teams are just missing maybe a coach, maybe just a little bit of, you know, mixing and matching guys and moving some players around to other teams and getting some other guys. Even though they have all the names, maybe, like we said last week, it's just not gelling. Mm-hmm. And I think Harbaugh could figure that out. But I'm pretty sure he said it himself. Like, he doesn't really want to go back to the NFL, right?
He said it every year and still interviews.
Yeah, true. Maybe he has that little itch, but I'm going to say that he stays at Michigan.
Okay. With a national championship. Okay.
But I wanted to say, I think either way, whoever wins that Rose Bowl game, Michigan versus Alabama, I think wins the Natty.
Okay. Fair deal. Mm-hmm. Another tournament that's happening, Final Four, is
Lakers just won, baby. By the way, I was watching, dude. It was close. It was coming down to it.
Guys, we have this game on right above us, and I know Josh's eyeballs have been there. I kind of glanced up, but playing tournament, it's now set in Vegas. Bucks versus Pacers, Pelicans versus Lakers. Who do you have advancing to the championship?
I mean, it's kind of crazy the way it's playing out. It might just be a preview of the NBA Finals. That's what it's seeming like to me.
Bro, how have the Lakers done outside the NBA tournament? Come on.
Okay, how did they do last season and then they started balling? They're only better this year. Dude, that guy had a freaking SF, the residency hat.
Hell yeah.
That was sick. Sorry. But, I mean, the Lakers, you can't count them out, bro. They got LeBron. They've got AD.
Yeah,
they've got
right.
The championship mentality. They've got the experience. They've got freaking the roster, the bench. So I'm taking Bucks and Lakers beating the Pacers, Lakers beating the Pelicans. And you know who I got winning it all. I got the Lakers, giving that fat bonus to everyone on the team. You know LeBron don't need that shit. But hey, money is money, and you know he appreciates it.
Yeah. All right. I have the same result as you. Bucks as over Pacers and Lakers over Pelicans. And I know I was just kind of doubting them, but respect is due and respect is due. I got Lakers winning it.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been playing on another level in this playing tournament.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they're on a mission. They really want. They want that money.
I think LeBron really needs it, bro. Nah, but for real, I love watching all these bench players come in and play as hard as they can, putting up some ridiculous amount of points when seconds are ticking off the clock.
Because they want the money, huh?
Yeah. So I see the Lakers pulling this out, and it'll be a nice little party on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. The freaking Bucks. I mean, they're legit, dude. I mean, picking up Damian Lillard in the offseason has paid off, and then some. He's been playing crazy. But you know I'm riding with my Lakers.
Yeah, so LeBron's gonna have a good Saturday night, and then he gets to travel back to SoCal and go watch his boy play in his first college game.
Possibly. So are they saying that he's returning to game or returning to practice?
He's already returned to practice, but game.
Damn.
So that'll be cool. Family over everything, like he said. And I think that's where we gotta close out the show, man. You ready? Yeah. Deuces.
Deuces.
Two hearts